Alrighty. Is my mic being patched through? Hell yeah, it is. Good. If I could, I'll just cut that out, I guess. Alright. So, welcome to this YouTube video. Welcome to the video, everyone. So, this is how to have any effect or instrument through your mic, mostly for free using Ableton, or whatever free DAW that you have. It doesn't have to be Ableton itself. The DAW just has to be able to support VST 2.0, which is pretty, I mean, it's like saying if it can play a keyboard on it, and if it is able to run monitoring through it. Now, I use Ableton, and we'll be using Ableton for this. So if you use something other than Ableton, take a look. There are manuals, I'm sure someone out there, or you can simply Google it. So there are going to be some steps involved. Now, I've tried to order this as much as I can, and I do have a script here in front of me to ensure some sort of order is best maintained. So as far as a DAW is concerned, some free DAWs, I just simply Googled free DAWs, and there's a bunch here. There's a couple, here's some of them: Waveform, Cakewalk, Studio, Pro Tools, Order, MPC, whichever. So, and it seems like all of them do support VST support, and some, if you don't require VST support, consider some of the other ones. Okay, so in here they actually tell you which ones do support VSTs. So don't choose Studio or Pro Tools since they don't support VSTs. And yeah. Next, what you'd want to do is download OBS. You can just Google OBS and download the launcher here and whatnot. That's pretty straightforward. Next, what you would want is VB audio software, virtual audio cable, this page specifically. As far as what it is, it's just it's literally a virtual audio cable. It's able to have audio in a virtual manner pushed through to your computer, and then at the other end, a virtual output to which you can take it and push it elsewhere, maybe to like Discord, for example, or Skype, or Zoom, or whichever you need. Next, what you would want is Voice-O-Meter. Now, we're not going to be using this specific app per se. What we are going to be using are the other virtual cables that are in it. Don't have to worry about it. It's not going to be as complicated as it seems. All you need is just the back end of this, and what it requires is downloading the program. And lastly, what we'll need is a thing called where is it here? Let's go down. Is Restream. Now, this is, I would say, the heart of how this is all going to be put together, because what we're essentially doing is having whatever input we have, say an instrument, like like a MIDI keyboard, or this microphone, for example. It's put into the DAW, and then with Restream, this program is kind of like a vehicle to take that audio and shove it into OBS. And from there, we are able to put on any sort of effects, any sort of instruments, put any sort of things you would like, audio related, to the world. All right. Now that we got all of this out of the way, the one major point I would say is, after you have everything installed, make sure you restart. Many of these programs are very dependent on the operating system, and so the operating system has to start with the drivers already installed and working. So if you decide not to restart, bear in mind it may not work, and you may have some serious issues. So let's get to the meat now. All right. So, as I said before, I am using Ableton, and you can see here the my little effects portion on the bottom. So, let's start from the beginning. What you'd want to do is, if you're using Ableton, insert an audio track, all right, and make sure that your input is your microphone or your keyboard or whichever it is. Just follow along. Now, under Ableton, there is a monitoring setting, and you want to choose in. Now, if you can read that on the bottom left there, uh, whenever there, whenever these specific settings are set, basically audio is either processed in front of you and pushed out immediately to wherever it is, or it's just simply turned off. Now, for our purpose, for a microphone, you want to choose in so that it's constantly taking in the information. As far as now, for the output, what we're going to be setting it to is sends only. To Ableton, it's like a black hole. It just takes the audio and then just doesn't do anything else with it, but it takes it in and keeps the track alive. It keeps it active. So, after you have that set up, it doesn't matter if the track is activated or not, because in Ableton, if monitoring is set to in, it's constantly on. So, after you have your mic set up, we have the effects portion on the bottom. Now, you can put whatever effects you want in the beginning and whatnot, go ham. But at the very end, what you'd want to do is after you have, huh, seems like I skipped maybe a portion here. I am doing this on the fly. Under your plugins, what you're going to want to do is have Restream. To ensure you have your plugins correctly set up, when you install, where's plugins? When you install the Restream-standalone, the Reaper program, you want to find it, okay? And you want to put it in a plugins folder, even if it's default, okay? And you want to navigate to it. Under Ableton, you go to Preferences, hit Plugins, and you can set customs folders if you want to or not, and you can even change it to a custom folder location. Afterward, you'd want to rescan it, and so that it can show up under your plugins section, and should be under the regular VST, not VST3, because it is a 2.0 program. Anyways, you want to take Restream-standalone and place it in your microphone effects, and you want to ensure that it is the last effect so that it can pick up everything else that you want part of your voice. All right. Now, the next thing you'd want to do is navigate to the master. When you click on the master, you want to do the exact same thing. You want to place the Restream-standalone plugin into the master. We're not going to worry about setting this up inside of the DAW just yet. We want, because this is a this is going to be a multi-parter, since we're going to be working with both the DAW, in this case Ableton, and OBS, and we're going to be connecting them too. So bear that in mind. All right. So once you have all of this set up in your DAW, we can minimize that for now, and I'm going to open up OBS. That is just a fine place there. So in OBS, what we're going to first do is we're going to navigate to the settings. You can go up to the hit File, hit Settings, and then on the left side, you want to click Audio. Now, for global audio devices, what you want to do is set your desktop audio up so that you can hear what you hear. Next, actually, because this is mostly microphone and pushing audio through, it's up to you if you want to keep using OBS for whatever means, but main point, set your mic auxiliary audio to voice meter output. Now, voice meter output should show up because you installed the program VB Audio Voice Meter. So you want to set your mic auxiliary audio to voice meter output, and then mic auxiliary audio 2 to voice meter aux output. Why is there two of them? What is the difference? Doesn't matter. The idea is that OBS thinks that there is stuff coming from the voice meter output and voice meter aux output. All it is just a holding ground, and we're given two holding grounds. So keep that in mind. Moving on, what we want to do next is set advanced monitoring device to cable input. Cable input is from the program that we installed called VB Cable. In this case, it's called cable input. Don't worry about what all of this really like connects to in the all the nitty-gritty portions. You just want to set monitoring device to cable input. Now, as an optional tip to any of you who wants a little bit higher audio quality when pushing or when recording or streaming on OBS, what you can do here, this is all optional from on this part. You can hit output on the left side, hit the audio tab on the top. Oh, right. If you hit output, you want to hit output mode to advanced, then hit the output tab and set track 1 and all the other ones to 320. It increases the bitrate and increases just overall audio quality just across the board. So it's a plus without really a negative. All right. Just looking at my script here. Right, okay. So now that you have your microphone auxiliary audio devices set up, what you want to do next is under your audio mixer, which is the little portion right here, I have the names DAW mic and DAW set up already. To you, it will be voice meter output or voice meter aux output. To maintain consistency, what you want to do is change the voice meter output, to, no, you're not changing anything. What you're doing is renaming it. You want to rename the voice meter output to just DAW, D-A-W. And you can see here, voice meter output, I simply renamed it DAW. And you do the same thing to the voice meter aux output. You rename that to DAW mic. All right? Good. Now, we have now set up both our DAW and OBS. We are now going to combine them two using the Restream-standalone VST plugin. Now, to do this, what we'll want to do is have both OBS and our DAW open. Make sure you have enough space. Okay. So I'm gonna try and walk this. I'm gonna try and walk you guys through in a way that makes sense. So we are taking our microphone audio from our DAW, okay, pushing it using Restream to OBS. That is what we are doing. So go back to your live mic effects and go to the Restream plugin under the mic and open up the interface for the plugin. What you'll see is this box right here. So first thing you want to do Actually, you know what? Here, you see, ah. So you have now the plugin, okay? What you first want to do is change the identifier to DAW mic. You want to make sure that uh, the characters are as is, because this identifier is like a variable in math. X has to equal X for it to work. In this case, the identifier is DAW mic. Next, you want to hit send audio and click the local broadcast portion. All right. So this is for the microphone in your DAW. Next, go back to OBS. Make sure I have enough room here so you can see it all. For your DAW mic that you have under your audio mixer, you want to click the gearbox, the gear, and go to filters. Under filters, you want to hit plus, and you want to add a VST plugin. After you've done so, you want to hit the drop down here and go to Restream-standalone. Now, when I installed Reaper, it showed more than one. It doesn't really matter. And after you click on it, you want to open up plugin interface to make sure it's separated, or just to make sure everyone here can understand what's going on. The audio from the DAW is sending audio from this plugin using this identifier to OBS. It has the same identifier and it is receiving it. So let me rephrase this. Under the DAW mic for this plugin, you want to change the identifier to DAW mic so that they match and so the audio is sent to it. And you can just have receive audio. Okay. All right. Once you have that set up, what you want to do next is the same thing, except for the second Reaper, the other Restream plugin under the master. Did I say to put it under the master? I think I did. So you have the other Restream plugin for the master here, and you want to make the identifier just DAW so that it's just across the board, simple, nice and easy. You want to make it send audio and local broadcast as well. And we'll be doing the same thing here for the DAW audio device that we have for OBS. So you go to filters, add in the VST plugin again, select Restream-standalone again, open up the plugin interface, and then set the identifier to DAW as well. Now, this one is receiving the audio instead of sending it. So now, if I do something like,
"Do not come,"
you'll be able to hear it, which is marvelous. That's just an example. So now we can close you. Once you have all that set up, you can close that, and now we're about 90% of the way, so hold fast. All right, so now, how does getting the audio from your DAW using the Restream plugin to send it to OBS help you have the sounds from the DAW and your microphone into one device? And this is where it comes in. So you want to return back to OBS. We're done here in the DAW. We're going to return here back to OBS. What we're going to do now is right-click under Audio Mixer, go to Advanced Audio Properties. Now, for the DAW audio device and DAW mic audio device, you want to set these two to monitor and output. Now, what setting this monitoring audio monitoring setting will do is put the audio from both the DAW and your mic into one audio device. And we set that up a moment ago when we were under the settings. We have here, we go back to where we were earlier. We can see here monitoring device is cable input. Now, with all the lingo and whatnot, doing this will, I'm trying to drive a point, but I have to take an extra step real quick. Go to your start menu and go to your sound control panel. You can do this by hitting Windows, type in sound settings, okay? And you want to scroll down under related settings, sound control panel. Click that. Where'd it go? There it is. You can just close that. What you want to, the beef here is here. So now that the monitoring is being pushed through cable input, it means that the audio that is kind of looped back, so to speak, but we're not going to be listening to it. The point that I'm trying to drive is that under audio monitoring, when we set monitor and output, we not only have cable input for playback under this, under this, but when you go to recording, you have the cable output containing our voice and the audio from the DAW. So it's like we combine both our voice with their effects and whatnot into one virtual audio cable, in this case, cable output, so that we can both, well, so that you can hear me and
do not come.
Won't be able to come either. So at the end of the day, once you've reached this step, what you can do is make cable output your default device. In either Discord or a Zoom call or whatever you'd like, or a game. And so you're not only able to be heard, but you're able to do any sort of effect or anything with the DAW, and it'll be pushed through the cable output. Woo! All right, I think that sums it about up. This is really an all over the place tutorial, but I hope it is helpful for all of you. I don't know if the formatting for, I do have a little script here that I'm going to place on screen so that if you're more of a, if you need something to follow and read, you can take a screenshot of this. It's a little sketchy, but I don't particularly care. What you can do is take a screenshot of this. This will help you follow whatever you need, or you can just rewatch this video. I think I'll also just put it in text form as well. I don't think I'll be doing any editing on this recording because I'm kind of in the middle of things. I'm drying my hair and shit. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope it is useful. I hope you can have some fun. Thank you for watching. I hope I can do this again with maybe some more interesting stuff. Thanks again. Have a good day.